Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on Dungeons and Patterns. It's a role-playing game, originally live action. Oops, hang on. We're here working on Dungeons and Patterns. It's a role-playing game, originally live action. Oops, hang on. All right. Sorry about that. It's originally live action. We've written it in Elm, and we had a basic pattern puzzle type that was give a description, let you do some actions that kind of poke around with it, and then you can guess the puzzle. And we've been lately adding a new puzzle type that's like show three walls of a room, and there's some writing on each wall, and each wall corresponds to a particular answer. So that's why I call it a multi-answer puzzle. So you have to guess the answer suitable for each wall. And I think we're through the bulk of that as far as we got the back end working on it. We track the answers and the right answer and all that stuff, and we display the section on pages that need it. I think we might display it on every page at this point, so we got some work to do there. But what I'd like to do is make it. Let's see if I can. I think I might have one available. Yeah. So when I look at this, these. Well, one thing is they're too big, or I want. I don't know. I want them centered with a little space between them. The other thing I'd like is if you haven't if you don't have a correct answer, I'd like the background or border of this thing to be red, and if it's correct, green. Okay, and I don't know if there's some other visual indication I can put on there, but something to kind of show that you're not currently answering it right. Okay, so let's see. I guess we'll need this. And we're still running there, and we're still running here. Okay, so yeah, let's focus on this. I've still got some debugging information in here, and I think if I go back to the front page, I still have every page is going to have identify the patterns on it, even though only the ones that have that particular puzzle type should have it. All right, display multi-answer puzzle. Well, this is kind of still part of that. Let's start. Let's get that junk out of the screen. The debug stuff. I'm sure I have a debug two string. Yes, there it is. Okay, and we'll save. Okay. So we removed debug info, and I guess I can put that down here. Lots of twos and ones. This is all part of display multi-answer puzzle, and it's kind of under there. All right, so we save. Well, if I save, it runs. So let's check it in. Whoops. And this kind of horrendous git command basically pulls the first line of this file and uses that for the commit message. Okay, a simple thing. All right, what else are we going to do? Well, I'd like to improve. Oops. Improve format of multi-answer display. Another thing is only show multi-answer puzzles on pages that have them. That's an easy one. And I feel like we've probably got a bunch of refactoring to do. I don't know. I feel like some of the stuff's getting a little out of hand. Okay, so the way this section works is it says show. Basically, there's a predicate, I guess you'd say, a Boolean condition that decides whether or not you should call this function on the model. Okay, and this is definitely something we can improve. but we have show conditionally model has answers puzzle, which is the multi-answer. All right. And if that's true, we show that section of the page. Well, here's our implementation. Not so true. Okay. Um, let's see. So something analogous, we would like to know, I guess we'd like to know if the room has a multi-answer puzzle. So let's take a peek at room. Here's has dialogue puzzle. And it's a maybe, so it's really going to be the same kind of thing, just looking at answers puzzle instead. Okay, so let's get ourselves a test. Where's that thing? Oh, it's on model. Okay, and let's see model tests. We got them. I guess we don't yet, or they're not open rather. Model test. Okay. Let's find something similar. Well, let's try has dialogue. Okay. Well, we'll do something similar. Okay, so our test is a model with no answers puzzle knows. Well, let's go positive first. That'll be easier for us. Model with answers puzzle knows it has one. I don't know. Okay, and we're going to do something very similar. Let's take the one that does have one. Room with no dialogue. I'm not sure why these things are not compiling it, unless it's just something I've done messing it up. It looks a little funny, doesn't it? Okay. Apparently. All right. Model with answers puzzle. Well, we got translate. Oh, default game. Well, that didn't quite do what I thought. Let's take this one instead. Okay, we got a default game. And the state's default model, and model state. Well, I'm going to call this model. Okay, the model is the default model with game equal game. Model has multi-puzzle. I guess it has answers puzzle. Model has answers puzzle. We expect it to be true. Okay, and let's go look at our default game. That's a room. Okay, well, it does not have a multi-answer puzzle. Let's go see game. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Oh, we have to have a room with the multi-answer puzzle. And we got the unknown room. Let's see it. And that's nothing. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3, fourth argument, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a nothing. All right, so let's make a multi-answer room is, we'll take the default room, unknown room, with answers puzzle equals just answers puzzle. Probably an import. No. Answers puzzle. Well, it's just a list. Okay, let's make it proxy. Is that? Oh, an brace. Okay, so we're creating an answer puzzle here. It's just an alias, so we can just use a simple list. And it's a maybe, so we have to say just. All right, so now we've got a multi-answer room. And we're going to take the default game and let's map from room 1 to multi-answer room. Okay. And a model with the default, with the game replaced. Okay. This right now, believe it or not, will pass. I hope. Where are you? Yep. Okay, just to make sure we're saving what we think. Yep. Okay. I wish there were a timestamp on this thing. It would help me know. Or an audible beep. I'd take that too. Okay. And the reason it passes is because we hard-coded it. Let's push that in a level. Model. There we are. Okay. Let's take the same approach as we did here. And let's push this true down. Okay, so instead of just a true here, we're saying there's a has dialogue puzzle. Let's say it has answers puzzle, which doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm surprised. I don't think it exists. No. Okay, so we'll put that here. All right, we'll let that be for now. Okay, so I'm still running with expect true as my only answer. So the question is, does it go down there and get it from the room instead of getting it directly from the model? All right, so I think I'm pushing things a step ahead. Should pass. Ow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I duplicated that. No answers puzzle. Knows it has none. Okay. We'll leave that for a moment. Okay. All right. So I've pushed the problem down to room has answers puzzle, and I'm going to leave the test up here, I think. We could test down at the room level and it would be fine, but I think we'll just leave it up here. All right, so now this one, well, we don't have to be quite as fancy because we don't need a room that has one. We've already got a room that doesn't. Okay, so this one, the unknown room, okay, and that's actually all probably defaulted, but it should not have a has answers puzzle. All right, this test should fail. Okay, we expected true, we got false. Sorry, expected false, we got true. All right, and now I'm gonna use the same technique here. I'm gonna take answers puzzle. Answers puzzle, pass it to has value, and I don't need the room here because I'm doing this at the kind of functional level. And this should all pass. So much for that theory. Miller with answers puzzle knows it has one. Expected true. Is that the right thing? Maybe answers puzzle. Okay, so now this one's working, but this one is not. So let's check our hookup. Okay, so I've got a default model with a game. The game says I've got this dictionary that says room one is a multi-answer room, and a multi-answer room is a room with a multi-answer puzzle. Okay, so what's going on? Is my model rich enough? I don't know if I don't have current room in there, do I? I think it defaults to room one though. Default game. Oh, room, not room one. Okay, where's my model test? Model with an answers puzzle. Let's map room. Let's do the same here. Make sure they're both consistent. Okay, yeah. Test setup, huh? Okay. And here, this is almost a prime example, right? We're testing up at a high level, and so we have to do a bunch of setup to get it, where if we were just testing at the low level and we trusted room, wherever room is, a test for this is really just set up an answer puzzle both ways and check it, or set up a room both ways and check it. But the benefit here is I'm checking out the intermediate levels all work and that. So I don't know, a little bit of a trade-off. All right, but this is only show multiple answers on pages that have them. Let's make sure that works. So okay, so there's no more identify the patterns, and same thing on this page, no more identify the patterns. Okay, so the tests and the code agree. Not always true. Okay, so only show puzzles, rooms that have them, and we'll save that and push. All right. Next, improve format of multi-answer display. All right. So we know if we go down far enough, we can find a room like that. Okay. Well, identify the patterns. I guess I can live with that. It would be nice if these were centered. It would be nice if there were a little space between them. Yeah, and I'm not. I muddle through CSS on this kind of stuff. I'm not expert at it. Okay, but one thing I know, this select applies to all our selects, and we have two different kinds of selects now. So I think what I want to do, let's mark our initial select. This has dialogue puzzle one. With the dialogue stuff. So here's our select. I want to give it a class. Okay, so I want to say select with dialogue puzzle. I don't know. Is my original one. Okay, And I want to put it in here. And I think, let's see, do I have an example of a class? Yeah, class goes in that first bucket. Okay, so I guess back here, dialog. Okay, select on input. Well, I also want to make class, and I said dialog puzzle. Okay, so if we do that and it works, let's go back to the first page. Okay, this looks kind of right. Okay, but I think what will happen is my other ones will not look the same anymore. Oh, and they do. Answers. Well, let's give them a class. Did I quote the other one? Yes. Okay. All right. There's no other selects. Well, let's try and do something with these. Okay. What did I call it? No. Class multi-answer. Yeah, multi-answer. Okay, let's make the minimum with, let's say, well, I'm going to make it 150 just so I can be sure to see it. Okay. And we'll have to navigate back. This, I don't know if you saw, Mike Hill had an article the other day on the Maker app as sort of another way of configuring your application to have one that's useful for you in debugging. And this is a prime example of when you might like that. So imagine I added an area that only shows up when I run a certain way, but it had a few direct buttons to let me jump directly to a room, say. Now this does not look like it got substantially smaller to me. It's hard to know. But what we're going to do, and I forget this stuff way too much. The margin versus, I used to keep a picture on a sticky note on my computer just because I'm always messing this up. But you have your content, and then is the margin inside and then the border and then the padding, or is the padding inside? I think. Let's try padding 100 pixels. Okay. Well, actually, let me put it on the other one. And how do I color the padding? Sorry, this site's just always too useful. Okay, padding. Well, maybe background. Let's do a background color. Okay, so before I do that, let's make sure I do a full reload, because when you change CSS, the caching stuff sometimes, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the browser caching doesn't necessarily reload CSS unless you kind of go out of your way to make it need to. Okay, so these things are definitely smaller than the single pattern guess on here. Okay, well, shoot. And I said that, but I don't think it's true. I don't know. They seem to be the same. All right, let's try background color light blue, red. Okay, and this is kind of me spiking my way through CSS. Okay, now that's discouraging. And it may be selects just don't quite have enough. I don't know. Background color. Okay, CSS change background on drop down. That's really what I want to do. You can't style the element unless you create a custom element. Well, there's background color. Option. Goes on the options. Well, I want the border to be that. Let's add padding 50 pixels. Okay, I don't think it added 50 pixels of padding. Is this working? What if we take select off here? I'll just remind myself. Okay, and now we're trying to get the class. No, it's the pattern. I just can't tell if he's actually applying or not. Doesn't look any different to me. Now, dialogue puzzle spelled consistently. If I take this out, and put this back, there we go. Okay, something's applying. Now, if I put the class on, that wasn't quite what I wanted, but okay, now if I put dialogue puzzle, does it still work? No. So okay, let's make sure the select actually handles that. Let's go to the documentation over here. Okay, go back up to the top. HTML. HTML and select. A list of attribute messages goes to list of HTML messages. Okay. Let's go down to attribute. Class string. Well, okay, I appear to be putting the class on correctly, and they all should have that. Class dialog puzzle. Okay, let me take the select off again. And we'll reload the page. Okay. I don't quite. I must be doing something wrong with this. I thought this would say it was select and dialog puzzle, but that's apparently not what it's doing. Okay, so I still have my question. How do I get... I really want the whole thing. Borders, margin, and padding. Okay. Padding inside the borders. Yes. Okay. And do I have padding here? I say 50 pixels. Well, I don't see any 50 pixels on each side kind of thing. Okay, let's put margin in. And I'm just putting a little play area down here. Reload. Okay, that gets that. I really wanted red around it more than I wanted it inside it. And I don't think I need red on there. Let's see, how do I... Okay, that's more like what I wanted. External CSS. I'm hoping for internal CSS here. Okay. Padding using background clip. I never have used this. Padding box or content box. Here's the border. Background does not apply to the border. Okay, background clip, padding box. Light green. All right, let's try this. Does not appear to make a difference. Okay. Is that standard CSS? I don't think I've seen that before. What do we call it? Background clip. Okay, I can't believe I'm the first person to want this. Let's try it like that. All right, welcome back. Yeah, I just had a pretty hard crash. Let's see. This is still running. IntelliJ. There it comes. Okay, we'll give things a minute here. I was reading about this. All right. Well, this is all interesting, but I don't think it's going to be relevant to our problem. Okay, background clip. Border box, padding box is what we used. Okay. Don't think that adds anything. Style drop down. No. Custom arrows. I don't think that's going to help anything either. All right, let's see. Are we back here? Where are you, IntelliJ? Okay, let's put you on. Let me move this one over. Okay, local to. Where's my README? And local should be this. Right. Well, I think we are green, but that wasn't quite the right message. Okay. Let me pin this one. All right, and I think I want game over here. Okay, I think we're kind of back. Yes, it was. Okay. Let's go back here. Reload this. Okay, so it looks like we got pad margin. We've got margin, but padding is not doing anything. So if I took out padding, I don't think it's going to change. No. Okay, but this is that. Excuse me. I don't think it had margin box, right? Is that a thing? No. Okay. Well, I think we'll stop here with this part. Um, I think what I can do is if I put my if I put my select inside a div and give the div some color, I think that is going to do it. Okay. And we will accept that we just have to put it in the margin here. And that'll be okay. All right. But I think normally we take a break about now. So let's take a 2 or 3 minute break. Hopefully my computer will stay up in those 2 or 3 minutes. And we'll come back and see what we can do to get the selections acting like we want. All right. I'll see you in a couple minutes. All right. Let's go ahead and drop this in a div. Maybe let's make a method. Wrap a div around an HTML message. And it returns an HTML message. Try a colon here. Okay, so if you wrap... Well, no, it doesn't exist. I'm writing it. A div around HTML. Let's start with HTML. Okay. Cool. Well, that doesn't do anything yet. Let's see about that. Okay. And if we try it, reload, looks the same. Good. All right. As it should. All right. Now I'm actually going to put a div around it. Okay. If I do div, div stuff and HTML inside. Okay. Wrap div stuff, HTML inside. We had another div up here. Oh, well, we can see it here. A div, and it's got brackets with the HTML inside. Okay. So again, I think this should be a neutral pattern and not affect anything. All right. Now, I'm going to give it a class, which is going to be a string, and it'll be a class name. And I'm going to put it in here. Class name. And I'm going to pass it in here. That one's okay. The class we're going to make is well, let's call it color added. Okay. Again, this should be neutral to my page, but now if I added, I could add something on here, color added, and if I made the background and in honor of the season. All right, this should change something. Yeah. Okay, now, oh boy. I don't know why it's filling it because that's what divs do. Um. All right. Let's. Okay. I think we're officially coming out of spiking. I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna keep this div. I think this div is really going to support the multi-answer. So let's put it down here. Okay. Um, all right. And can I get what I want? Okay. So I'm going to take this stuff off here. And I want to define well, I want to define a class. Oh boy. Well, okay, here's what I want. What I want is I want to attach a class on my select statements or the div, I don't care which, but it's either going to be green or red. Okay. And I want it to depend on the correctness of this guess. And that's a little out of stretch. I mean, that's out of range for what we've got so far. Judge pattern answer. Let's see where that's called. Find usages. Is that not used? No, it is used. Okay. There's judge pattern answer. Oh, that's in the dialogue section. We don't have anything like that. I may not. I don't know. Okay, so here I'm putting these into a list of select statements. And then this thing takes a list, so it's all happy. Answers puzzle, my game, current room, my game. Okay, so make multi answers. That's the puzzle. Okay, if our puzzle's empty, it's nothing. Otherwise, we pull stuff out. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know where we're. Okay, it's got to be on messages. Okay, so when you guess a multi-pattern index, you figure out if this room is solved. Right, and really we've solved it if how's that work? We've solved it. Well, if the current room is in the model.solved, then we've actually solved this puzzle. I think that's okay. Or I think it's true enough. Let's see. Is that back to normal? Good. So there's definitely a way to we could ask the model, is the current room solved? And we might even have that already. Let's see, solved. Can move down. Current room is solved. Okay. Yes, it would be nice if I could attach current room is solved on my view. And let's see. This thing, it's already in a div. Okay. I'm trying to map. let's get it working first, or showing something. Class solved true. And I don't know if we can, how we can do that. Okay, let's say solved true. Okay, so on our multi-answer, the div has a background color that's set to solved true. Okay, and if we go find our, let's hard reload, go find our page, that is this. Okay, yeah, now we got something. If I were to center those, I hard coded it to true, but anyway, I'd like to center these and put a little space between them. And I'd like a little bit of padding beneath them. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Multi-answer. Margin bottom 15 pixels. Okay, I'm going to say let's say padding 50 pixels. I'm just trying to make it very obvious to myself that I do put the padding in. Then we can get more subtle. Okay, I don't. Okay, let's add it to the div. Okay, let's do this. Padding 50 pixels. Margin bottom 15 pixels. I don't think that's doing anything, but all right. Reload, navigate. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of better. I think I'm still getting some space up there. I don't know what the default padding for a div. And the following margin 0. Okay. That does look different though, doesn't it? Maybe it's just my eye. That looks taller than that. Okay, but that's progress. All right, let's make it 15. Nope, not there. Okay, it's clearly. All right, let's do margin 0. I think I just do 0, right? I don't know, looks a little high still. We'll put margin 0 here. We don't need this background color. Okay, it still looks a little funny, but we'll live with it for now. All right. this. Let's make a new class for this too. The class is multi-answer, and we'll do this. I'm going to put multi-answer on the div. I'm going to break it up a little bit for visibility. Okay. See what that's looking like. Okay, so I'm marking it multi-answer. I'm marking it solved true. Okay. I think this stuff goes up here. Okay, and then the background color is what I want to make. All right. And all that's kind of, whoops, it's a long way to get to where we already are. Oh, interesting. What's doing that? Display block? Oh. Can I shut you up? Somewhere there's a key and I bump it and it turns on Siri. It's a new keyboard for me, so I'm trying to find my way. All right. I think this is messing that up. Okay. And now these things. What if I did that? Is that? Okay, I've got enough of that. Let's open the dungeon. We're going to steal the puzzle from this one. Answers puzzle. I'm going to stick it on the first room. Okay. Oh, now these aren't centered. They got a little space between them. That's a good thing. Why? So I think that's not helping anything. Margin left auto, margin right auto. Okay, I'm gonna look. I don't want text aligned. horizontally a flex box. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. Div or text in CSS. I don't know. A center a div within a div. That's kind of what we're after. For all the millions of people who have to center stuff millions of times and go through this stuff. Ugh. Center element within a div element. Well, it's text. Flex container. Justify content. We'll try this. Well, I don't know if these are interfering. Oh, I get so tired of this. A flexbox element has one flexible element. I don't think I do. Justify content center. Distribute items evenly. Items have equal space around them. That's kind of what I want. And what is align items? I really get tired of it. Okay. CSS center drop downs in div. Text align, that's not going to be what we want. Width auto. Well, definitely speak up if you see what I'm doing wrong here. the flex. Try it yourself. Yeah, let's see what we got. Justify content center. Aligns the flexed items at the center of the container. And we tried space evenly. Well, that is what I want. Maybe this makes a difference. Display effects, justify content evenly. Take this out. Okay. Well, that's sure easy. Okay. Now I can critique this a little bit. I want less space here. I'd really be happy if it shrunk the sides of the div. Margin 0 auto. Okay, well, maybe that does do more than I thought. But I have it here. Multi-answer is on the div. Okay. Try this. Yeah, that's really what I want. Oh, inline block. Okay. Better. Not perfect. Okay, where'd that margin 0? Width auto is redundant. text align. Display flex, justify content, align item center. I wish these had pictures to go with their stuff. Okay, let's put this in here. Yeah, I'll make this, take that out of commission for a minute. Okay. Okay, the difference is this has inline block. Okay. Display flex, justify content center, align item center, articles. Let's try width. Okay, that's progress. Let's get this out of here. Okay, so my div is gonna assign that. I've got solved true. Really, what I want that true to be, and I don't really know how to do this in Elm. There must be a string substitution kind of thing. This is the value that comes back from the model.currentRoom is solved. Okay, so let's see if Elm string interpolation. Topic was closed without an answer. Okay. Do I have to have a library? Elm string concatenation. Do we get plus plus? Okay, we'll go back here. In core string. Well, oh, you can use plus plus. Okay. We'll try it in the view. Okay, so I'm gonna make this be, whoops, solved dash plus plus something, and the something is my game. Sorry, this thing. Current room is solved on my game. And I don't know if it'll make me translate my Boolean. Yeah. I'll I'll take it for now. Okay. And I'm hoping this does not show it, because it should not be solved. Right. Okay. Now, I don't know if the trues and the falses and all that stuff work. Let's swap. Let's make this, well, let's make a false. Okay, not gonna work. Okay, we'll figure out what that is. First, I think basically let's take another break. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes. We'll come back, get this color stuff working, and I think that's what I'm hoping we could finish for today. All right, so see you in 2 minutes. Hey, welcome back. All right, let's see what we can do here. And I think we want to get the debug package. Let's see, that's up here. I think there's a print in there as well. Oh, log. So I think if we log that, we'll see what it's doing. Log of toString, and that should import. String found A to A. I thought it just returned itself. String to A to A. Oh, I have to give it a string. Yeah. Log. Let's solved that. I think I need one more parend, right? Okay. Reload this. Okay. And how about over here? Where does the output go? On the console. Well, I don't know where the console is. It's not the build. It wouldn't be. I mean, I guess it's a good thing I've done so little debugging and I don't really know how to do it. Log to take value out of the developer console. Oh, is it over here? No. Okay. Well, let's put it in a test, I guess. It's less than pipe, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to say false to string of false. And we expect that to equal false. And let's check true. So solved. Well, let's check. Solved dash plus plus that. We're hoping to get solved false. Well, ToString of current room is solved as a Boolean, right? Yep. So that should be solved something. 1, 2, 1, 2. And class with that. Okay. Yeah. And unfortunately, it doesn't really write out HTML elements in a DOM that you can actually look at. It's all in a sort of Elm structure. Why is this class not getting marked? ToString of false is false. Solved dash. Let's make sure these are spelled right. Oh. Let's try it this way. Okay. All right, and the vertical, it looks a little closer to equal now. I guess I can live with it. Okay, and this is proxy, prototype, and decorator. Okay, what is it really? Dungeon, visitor, decorator, and chain of responsibility. Visitor, decorator, and chain of responsibility. Okay, that's the kind of thing I'm after. I'd like a little more space around these things. Maybe if I make this some, instead of 60%, if I do 40%, it would be nice to just be happy. Oh, geez. How about 80? Going the wrong way here. Yeah. Well, I like that better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know. I'm trying to not do stuff in my view. I don't think that's not really exactly logic, right? I mean, the logic is here, but there's a little bit of manipulation going on. All right. Let's make sure everything's running. What did our to-do say? Improve format of display. That's what we did. Okay. Kind of painful. At least I assume it was this painful for you to watch as for me to do. Okay. And we'll put this down here. Okay. And let's take it out of the dungeon, out of this room. Okay. And I think if we do all that, tests are running. And we'll push. All right. I think that's what I wanted to do for these things. Display multi-answer puzzle. Yes. Mini puzzles for graffiti rooms. That's all the same. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do some refactoring for the rest of the day. Okay. Oh. Add variants for main game and mini puzzles. I guess this is just it's kind of follow up to the other. It's refactor, especially the model and view, I guess we'll say. Hmm. What we got up here? Don't need to log anymore. Okay. I'm not judging, I'm just seeing what's being said. All right. Take that out. All right. So let's look at model. All right. I think we did some work. We put this main thing in, and I don't think it's adding anything. I mean, like absolutely nothing. I had a notion that there'd be a main game model and a multi-answer model and a something else. You know, each one of these little mini game styles would be a new model, but they're not. They're really different kinds of puzzles on a room, and I'm not quite sure if there's a polymorphic kind of thing I can do, but um, I might. I don't know. There may be a way to push this down and make it a little more direct of a model. Right now, I apparently can include both kinds of puzzles. That's not what I want. Okay, but let's start at the main thing. I thought that each mini game was going to need its own sub model, and this was going to be main model or multi puzzle model or whatever the other one is, drag and drop model or something. It doesn't need that. So this main is just in the way. All right, I'm going to try taking it out. Supposedly, I mean, the goal, one of the goals is you make a change and Elm just tells you all the places that need it. Okay. So default model is the main game model. Like, what's wrong with that? Main game model. Mismatch. Required model found game model. Well, model is main game model. I mean, really, this should be model. And this should go away. Okay, so everybody who's a main game model should just be a model. And anywhere I've been putting main should not have a main. I'm not quite sure why I have to do this refactoring manually. Okay, what are the places? Main game model is no more. Model, I don't think has the subcategories. The subcategories there, parenthesis dot dot, was to let me do main model main. The word main. Okay. There should be other classes failing at this point. Right. Clash in model.elm defines main game model type constructors 40 and 28. Okay, I think that's a confusion on their part. Oh, that's a new one. Okay, message. We don't need the word main anymore. We just have a model. Okay, let's go from the top. Okay, we don't need main game model. We don't need main. Okay. We don't need main. Model here. And I think this file has most of the places that say main. And yes, I know we spent the better part of a session putting this stuff in. Yeah, I think it's me learning how to model better in Elm. I hope I'm doing the right thing taking it out. Okay. I mean, but this is slightly easier. We don't have to wrap it in that main every time. Okay. I'm surprised there aren't tests complaining, but maybe we have to get through the rest first. Okay, now there's tests. Okay, message test, that makes sense. Okay, let's try, take this. Oh, well, it's going to simplify even this. Like I had to wrap it in parentheses. I shouldn't have to wrap it in parentheses. Yep, I need those. It's a pair. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Model and model. All right. And then, I don't know, we've been using the word model and my game and this and that. At some point, we're going to have to make that more consistent, but this one should be okay. Lots of stuff. More than I expected. View.elm. Well, more people use the model, I guess, than you might expect. Model. What have we got here? Well, let's change these. Main game model with model arrow. Place all. Okay. Model is just, well, we don't, this is a case, we don't need to do this fancy stuff because we had to use case model to peel apart the main and get the my game. Now I think we can just say all sections of model. the style. Okay. I think I'm not at the latest. Oh, am I done? Okay. Let's. Good. All right. So takes a while to put in, and let's give it a better description. This is, whoops, we'll say refactor, remove main, and I think that's called a tag, at least some people do. Okay, and we'll push, and we'll move this down. Okay. Now I want to, okay, let's take a look at model. Still lots of fields. Notice we have to have both the guesses and the multi-guesses for the two types of puzzles. Now they could kind of fold together really, and maybe that's doable. Awful big declaration. Model, let's rename this to model. And I don't know what the Elm people think if they, oh, that was already model. If they would rather call it something more specific than model. Okay. All right, we did that. Let's push that one. Now the view, let's see if this is an easy one. One that's on my mind is this, and I would like to, I would love a way to fold this together. Well, one way would be make a list of pairs like model has dialogue, acting, model has dialogue, puzzle, dialogue. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that list of pairs would be less confusing than this. It's not impossible to understand. One thing I can do, can I do this? If I take model off the end of every, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's going to quite work. Okay. In a way, I'm not totally happy with this having a bunch of booleans. Okay, so I've got a bunch of Boolean functions that tell me, do I want this section of the page? And I don't know, a Boolean that you ask and decide what to do because of that, it just feels awkward. And I don't know if that means I'm missing an action or missing an object kind of thing. That's a little weird to say in a functional language, but it would be nice if I could just give, I don't know, if like either the model had something on it, but I just want to say acting. I don't want to say has dialogue. And if acting new has dialogue was its thing, it would fall out. I just don't know. The other one, this make multi answers. Okay, so here's this pattern. Well, it's different, isn't it? I was going to say case puzzle, nothing, do nothing, otherwise return just and a list of stuff. And we have make answers. I don't know, dialogue. Maybe it's different enough. Somewhere, oh, is this one? No. I don't know. Maybe it's not there. But with all these, like if you can find ways to abstract it a level deeper, then all of a sudden stuff kind of starts falling out and you don't have quite so much going on. Now there may be something in this, like judge pattern answer. Let's see that. Okay. Yeah, so this one is, I mean, it's got this logic to say, do you have the right answer? And it decides, I'm going to go to the model and pull out some text mapping and say how I want to answer this, but that's not, I don't know, it's not, maybe a complaint is, all right, I think I can say it. I've got this function, it takes model string blah 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 blah. All right, where does this belong? Does it belong on view? Well, not really. I mean, everything about it is about the model. Let's rename this one. Model. Okay. So that tells me this function really belongs over on model because everything it's doing is off the model. The other thing is, normally, I don't know, like you tend to put the model last, and I'm not here. Doors. I mean, is there anything about HTML in this? Yes. Oh, doors is modeled a message. But this one, it's it's really model to string. There's no HTML. All right, so I'm going to move this function over to model. Okay, so judge pattern answer. Where's model? Okay, so judge pattern answer as dialogue known room guesses, maybe around guesses. Judge pattern answer. Okay. Model.translate. Well, I think we're local, so we can just say translate. Okay. And then nobody's using this one. Let's see who calls it. Find usages. Well, we know there's a usage. Come on. Command F7. This is why I was searching for it before. Model view. Right. Why this wasn't counting as one, I don't know. All right, but judge pattern answer. Okay, so let's take this one out. Okay, and we need to import. So model exposing everything. All right, and model here, we need to expose this explicitly. J. Okay, does this work? Yeah, okay, so we did a refactor. Move judge pattern answer from view to model. Okay, and let's push that. All right. So we'll stop here. The next session will be this Friday. What is that? The 17th? 14? No, that can't be right. 13, 15, 17. Yeah, okay, it is. The 17th, Friday the 17th, Eastern Time, U.S., 1 to 3 p.m. The Sunday session, I'm going to be with relatives, so I'm going to cancel that one. I know my Saturday's pretty full too, so I won't try and make that session up. We'll just be down a session. And maybe I'll get some extra ones in over the holiday season. I've got some time off there. So thanks for joining me today, and hope you had fun, and hope you come back sometime. Thank you. Take care.